Hi. A story, the resident story in the Housing Disrepair article exposes Ealing Council. A Northolt resident who battled by shaming Ealing Council over severe housing disrepair including damp, health hazards, leaks, mould, rats and structural problem in his bungalow since November 2021. Ealing Council refused to accept a despite ruling from the Housing Ombudsman in the resident favour. Errol Baptiste, in his truthful claim that the council failed to address the ongoing housing disrepair issues for nearly 4 years, had been engaged in abusive, discriminatory, harassment and retaliation behaviour. Timeline of the housing disrepair case. November 2020, the resident moved into a one-bedroom bungalow in Northolt, Ealing Council, which they cover up following an illegal housing situation in a previous property for 23 years from 1997 to 2020, let by private rogue landlord named Brian John Watson, measured at 3.88 meters square, operated without an HMO license. November 2021. 1 year later, the resident report concern about mould and the property structural condition to Ealing Council. The complaint were ignored by Ealing Council for more than 35 months until January the 28th, 2025. Early 2022, Errol Baptiste, a resident, began making videos about the housing condition. Ealing Council, in the response, made false and unsuccessful claim of harassment against him in a criminal court case, ended in his acquittal on October the 22nd, 2024, after the prosecution offered no evidence. January 2025, after a prolonged investigation, the Housing Ombudsman issued a ruling. It found 5 instances of severe maladministration in how Ealing Council handled Errol Baptiste's complaint. It found instance of maladministration related to the council response to reports of mould, staff conduct, complaint and information management. Ealing Council was ordered by the Housing Ombudsman to apologise, to pay compensation and conduct an internal review, 3.2 of the Housing Ombudsman scheme. March 2025, news article reported that despite the Ombudsman ruling, the resident still living in the mouldy property, Ealing Council confirmed from its chief executive it has falsified access for repairs. April 2025, in a report from April the 30th, Ealing Council subjected the resident to a personal vendetta and victimization as abuse and harassment with retaliation for speaking out on the housing disrepair issues. July 2025, Ealing Council, in the attempt to challenge the Housing Ombudsman decision, had defamed the resident by calling him a liar on the housing disrepair in reference to rat infestation as continued defamation under the Defamation Act 2013.